Well, talk about it's been quite a bit since my last video. I do plan to finish up a lot of stuff soon. Hopefully, hopefully start. Um, reviews or catch ups and reviews. I'm gonna try my best. My next review will probably be a catch up on Ultraman. On Ultraman Omega. Or preparation for the next season coming out, which I definitely watch it from start to finish this time. So hopefully. But what my viewer Kamen Rider, but not that, as you saw in the title of the video. This is a review on Kamen Rider Agito. Kamen Rider Agito. This is alongside Kamen Rider Kabuto. This is a special anniversary re-release to celebrate the 51st, the 55th anniversary of Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider debuted in 1971. The last anniversary was in 2021 with Kamen Rider Revice. And this year there was announced a lot of projects coming up. Reason Agito and Kabuto are chosen because they got sequel movies coming out. So that's exciting. And we get the announcement of the next season of Kamen Rider after Zets. Which will put, it's early. Was like early on the year, still in April, for God's sake. It won't come until like September, I think. Maybe later. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure Zets is the last. So this isn't that bad, but I agree. Definitely needs a lot of improvements in the story. So, be back. So, Kamen Rider Agito is more well known to be the second season of Kamen Rider's revival. After Kamen Rider Black RX finishes one in 1990, it went on a couple year hiatus, only having to go of 3 some movies at the time. Like Kamen Rider ZX, I think. I don't know. Kamen Rider Shin, which is just not really a Kamen Rider at all. Why do they call him a Kamen Rider when he's not really a Kamen or Rider? Kamen means mask in Japanese. Yeah. I don't get it either. I don't know why he's called Kamen Rider Shin when I'm not watching him, but he's not a Kamen he doesn't wear a mask. And he doesn't ride a freaking bike. He's more like a monster. I don't know why he's bred to as Kamen Rider. Yeah, that still makes sense. Even if they don't ride bikes most of the time, they're still common. Still wear masks. Well, they're more helmets than masks, but you get what I mean. So, like I said, after we used Kamen Rider returned in 2000. There's a spike in popularity of content made by Shotaro Ishinomori, a well-known manga of a creator of a pretty well-known anime manga series called Cyborg 009. He's done other work, but Cyborg 009 is a well-known series. He was also assistant to Osamu Tezuka. Also a friend. Also, one of his friends was the author of Osamatsu-kun. The sequel series Osamatsu-san. So yeah. So the first season of when Kamen Rider returned was Kamen Rider Kuga, which you can officially watch. Officially subbed. Yeah, you can officially watch it subbed on YouTube, thanks to Tokusatsu released it a while ago. Well, it was also available on Blu-ray, but that was available here in the UK as well. On YouTube, I mean. So you know, Blu-ray releases here yet. But if it's released in the UK, there's a possibility we will get to see it. I'm all for it. So. And so Agito's second season, and even though he looks similar to Kuga, it's no relation. The characters are not related at all to each other. It's not a sequel to that. It's just a different season. Being like the Space Shuttle Gammon reboot that came out with, on Project Red, it's a reboot of Gammon, but it's not tied to the original Gammon. That makes sense. Since it's part of the same series. Hey, Kamen Rider and the 2000s are quite interesting compared to Super Sentai I was airing at the time. There's alongside Hakuju Sentai Gao Ranger. Okay. It came out in 2001. So yeah, Gao Ranger aired in 2001. But Super Sentai Gao Ranger would have their superhero time till 5 actually. Which will be 2 or so years later, I think. As you know what superhero time is, it's just basically what a time when new episodes of Kamen Rider Super Sentai air back to back in a weekend morning slot, a special time slot. It's superhero time. I miss Super Sentai. But, so anyway, let's get into the story. So we open the episode up with a picture of Kamen Rider's 30th anniversary. Yeah, it makes sense. This was released in 2001. 30 years after the original Kamen Rider began. Kamen Rider began in 1971. Kamen Rider Ichigo. So, we get an narration about a typhoon that hit recently. Well, not a narration. A news report about a typhoon that hit recently. 2 men and a young boy doing some cleanup. The boy named Daigo finds some weird device. Well, then he touches it, it spins. One of the dials spins. Then we cut to one of our main characters, Makoto Hikawa. As he's testing out a special suit system called G3. Yeah, so this season has 3 Kamen Riders. So we said series won't get to secondary writers till a few years later. I think the purpose of the secondary writers began. I don't know. I don't know when they actually began incorporating secondary writers. You can say it started in 5s, but I don't know. Like, this obviously started copying the 6 major formula Super Sentai has. Which is not a bad thing. Secondary writers are a good thing to help spice up the show. I'm not caught up on Kamen Riders yet, so I don't know properly the secondary writer. Since I don't think that new character, Kaoru, I think her name is a Kamen Rider yet. She's not a Kamen Rider. And I get off topic. Other than testing out the system, it meets with a scientist to talk about that whole thing while I was found on the beach. It's quite unique. So, but too many to do with just humans, so they're just using the computer to unlock it, figure out what it is. You know, we cut to a middle school where a girl has discovered a dead body of a dead body. And it's actually a young boy named Saeki. Saeki. Predated Saeki Kusuro. Because that was a player psychic. So, he's been murdered, but why? And his body's been shoved into the tree. Yeah. Then we cut to a university. And one of the people, Yoshihiko Misugi, Yoshihiko Misugi, is being talked to about a report on one of the workers do research on a phenomenon that insane pressure we like a sixth sense. Like it's not bad. He's not denying that's bad. He's not denying it. But he's not saying it's bad. But is it really appropriate for his species? Well, we're introduced to another character comes in. There was a books. His name is Shoichi Sugami. I believe, he's actually our lead writer this season. Yeah, believe it or not, he doesn't get much focus in the first episode. Yeah, the most screen time goes to Makoto Hikawa. Hikawa gets the most screen time here. Yeah. He also asks, Yoshihiko what he wants with it. The guy says he'll be eating out. One of Worker's questions if Shoichi's his son, but no. The guy says he's just living with them for a while. Shoichi ends up passing by another guy. Typical passing between two main characters passing by each other, unaware who they are. Unaware that a story is going to roll them together. Hey. Ikawa still concerned about the incident that happened recently. The murder of that young boy. Yeah. Also cut to at night. We introduced that boy from earlier, Ryo Ashihara, who's practicing swimming. We see a big man come in and his coach. Says it's a bit late for practice. But Ryo says he's just wants to clear his mind some stuff. We learned that it wasn't an accident. After that accident though, his speed increased. Interesting. And earlier, so we also learned about Shoichi through the character named Mana Kazuya, one of the people he's living with. And through Mana, we learned that Shoichi has no memories of his past. Explain why he's living with them until he gains his memories. Mana is a bit of a weird person. But Shoichi doesn't seem that bothered about regaining his memories. Anyway, next day, man goes out to work. His wife does spot something odd, but ignores it. Man is murdered by a mysterious creature. Looks like a leopard. Looks like a big cat, a leopard, I think. He's killed. His wife has discovered his body a few minutes later. And we learn from dialogue that's actually Mr. Psyche, the father of the boy who was killed. Father was killed as well. So he can't interview with her a little bit later, but she's too distressed to talk. He understands, and Macy tells her if she has anything to share, contact him. She can contact him. And you really like these characters. You really like, since the character is more focused here. He kind of shows he's a kind person. So that's it. This all time of this murder, Shoichi and Ryo feel a weird headache, like they're connected to this somehow. And Ryo's in the middle of a swim meet that causing him to end up in the hospital. It's weird. Also, we learned that he's part of a group called Soul. Police officers who investigate supernatural activity. There's a GP suit to protect people. Because there's another cop there who's a bit of a dick. looks down on them. Even though he works for Soul, Hikawa is still a cop, so he's gonna investigate this. Sorry, you're a cop. Doesn't believe in any supernatural activity. He gets a call from Mrs. Psyche. She found her husband that may help. She's not sure if it has anything to do with the deaths, though. So they agreed to meet that night. But sadly, that night, she's attacked by the same creature and she's killed. Killing the higher psychopath has been murdered, whereas she has been taken. So he can't start spotting the creature, but he calls for the G3 suit. So, unlike Iron Man, though, it has to be manually transported. So the truck arrives, he suits up and goes after it. But his weapons do nothing against it. He's being beaten up, damaged. He's on the verge of being killed, but like he's saved by another hero, a new Kamen Rider. It was a really cool design. Like, some extra parts of the antenna parts pop out where his finishers. So, whoever this guy is, he kicks this bad guy's ass. We see two others hiding, similar species, but different colours, calling him Agito. His name is Kamen Rider Agito. And then he leaves. Ending the episode. While this row was going on, after Mr. Psyche's murder, both Rio and Shoichi felt the pain earlier. So who is Agito? Find out in the next episode, I think. I don't know. Of course, I know who he is technically, but for a little more about the series, I recommend you check out Marcus Otso's History of Kamen Rider videos. They're really fascinating, going over all the main series and all its supplemental. Damn it, I can't say it. You get what I mean? It's other material. Supplemental material. I think that's it. So, yeah. There's 7 episodes coming out, and it releases 2 episodes a week. So, we'll see how that goes in the next episode. So, thank you all for watching. Enjoy my content. Please want to see more, subscribe channel, look at all these computer. So, let's do episodes 2 through 7. Sayonara.